Meta, good morning. Thanks for getting up and spending some time with us today.
Meta.
Good morning. Thanks for having me this morning. It's good to be on the show.
Of course, we have a ton of things to talk about. We got to start with the Lakers after what you saw last night. I'm going to call it an effortless win over the Warriors, beating them by 31. Triple-double for LeBron as his MVP push continues. With no AD, who reportedly could miss 3 more weeks with that Achilles injury we're hearing. So we'll start with you, Meta. Was last night proof that the Lakers should not rush Anthony Davis back?
Yeah, I think so. Don't rush him. You want him in the playoffs. The first couple games was rocky, though, huh? I thought the Lakers was going to have a rough time. You know, they dropped a couple games, but LeBron is just so smart. And the team has a lot of experience, so they should be okay.
Well, and I would expand it to the people that are concerned about Anthony Davis. I think, Meta, are concerned about, is he going to be healthy at the end of the season? Is he going to be healthy come the playoffs? And my feeling on it is, and this, I would call it informed speculation, talking to people around him, that the reason for the prolonged absence is what they call an abundance of caution. That if the playoffs, for instance, if the playoffs were starting in a week, Anthony Davis would be playing in a week. But because they're not, they are going to give him as much time as possible. Are there any downsides, in your opinion, to him being out this long as far as the rust or the ramp-up period to get ready for when the playoffs do begin?
I'm actually okay if Anthony Davis didn't even return because he got a ring. The Lakers got a ring. It's really difficult to get a ring, right?
Yep.
Sometimes it takes organizations lifetimes, right? So we got the first ring. He's hurt. If they got to protect him, you know, just protect him as long as you have to, even if it means the playoffs. Now, hopefully he could come back.
Yep.
But if he got to rush it, you know, we'll see him next season.
All right, well, here's the deal. Well, there's people like me and Nick Wright that literally gets up every morning at 4:30 to prepare for a 5 a.m. production meeting to talk about this. And it's black and white. It's all about championship. So it matters. Every day that goes by, it matters. So for me, there's a couple conversations here. Should they rush Anthony Davis back? Absolutely not. Like, it does. We saw what happened with KD. You always got to put the player and its health first, even when that's bigger than a championship. So we don't know exactly what's going on, but you know, I know Nick knows people, so when he says that they're just taking extra caution with this injury, I believe him. But at the end of the day, the other side of this thing is, let's not get twisted, because the question is, should last night, like we're going off of last night's victory, like we shouldn't even be thinking about March when it comes to the Lakers. What did I say yesterday? Because I got to prepare every single day for Nick and how he's going to come at this thing. Because I got the Nets on one side, he got the Lakers. I got now I had Embiid, you got James Harden for MVP, and this dude Nick, you got LeBron James. But so when you look at it yesterday, I'm like, post All-Star break, you can't judge it. Why? Because this schedule is so weak. We're talking about the Golden State Warriors, the Atlanta Hawks. We're talking about Minnesota, Indiana. So if we're going off of that, then I don't know what we're talking about here because it doesn't show where they're at. We know going into the break, they lost 6 of 9 games. And now they're going to go on a nice little win streak. And now everybody's going to be talking about, well, the Los Angeles Lakers, they're back on track. And then LeBron James, he is the clear-cut MVP. No, look who they're playing against. Look at the schedule. So it's a bigger conversation, just AD and his last night's victory over the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah,
but it's good that they're
aside
getting
from
it done
last
because
night,
yeah.
Go ahead, Meta.
No, I was just going to quickly say it's good that they're getting it done because winning is hard, and you still want to position yourself, you know, to be in the top seed for the playoffs, even though the record is kind of weak. I mean, even though the schedule's kind of weak.
And aside from the Warriors, Brandon's right, they do have a lot of softer Eastern Conference teams coming up, the exact teams the Nets have been feasting on during this winning streak, but we don't have to, you know, we don't have to get into that right now. Wilds, though, I heard you, I don't want to say mutter, but I heard you almost audibly agree with Meta's concerns about AD, and you have been pushing the I don't want to say pushing. You have been reminding folks what happened with Kevin Durant, and that it like had a scarring moment on NBA stars.
He's worried about him.
You seemed, because I think everyone agrees they obviously can't win the title without Anthony Davis. Meta's saying maybe you can sit him the rest of the year. That's not, I don't believe that's going to happen. But you seem, of everyone on the show, the most concerned about Anthony Davis's ability to return to 100% form this season.
Yeah, and Meta, thank you, because I think that you're the first person to say, Anthony Davis, we should think about shutting Anthony Davis down for the rest of the year. It's been kind of like danced around, but no one has just straight up said it. And I agree with you that I think you should be talking about shutting him down. And here's why. An Achilles injury that happened to Clay that just came out of the blue, we know they can hit and be devastating for a player. That's one thing to be concerned about. But when KD had a calf injury that turned into an Achilles, and it was big on who's going to be blamed. And KD's like, it's not the Warriors medical staff. It wasn't. And Bob Myers was crying after the finals, saying, if you need to blame somebody, blame me. I think that changed the calculus with medical staffs in the NBA. Because if it's Dr. Meta, do you want to be the guy that says, you know what, AD's good to go? I'm willing to put my reputation on it. Or would you be like, you know what, give it another week, give it another week, give it another week. And you give it another week because I don't think you want to just say like, yup, it's on me if it happens. And then if it does happen, your career and reputation are ruined and the whole world is mad at you. So I thought it was very savvy for you to, and you're the only one saying that they should shut him down for the rest of the year.
I mean, the players are so tough. And even though when Brandon played, you'll play through anything. I remember when I played against the Spurs, I was off from meniscus injury. I came back in 5 days, literally. And it wasn't because of the doctors. I went online and did some research, and I said, look, right here it says that you could be back in 5 days from a meniscus tear. And it really set me out 2 years. Pretty much ended my career. I had a surgery one time on my thumb. I was supposed to be out 6 weeks, and I was back in 7 days in Indiana Pacers. So I literally said, I'm playing. I don't care what you say. I had a heart surgery also when I was in Chicago. I was supposed to be out. They went through my leg. I had heart surgery. They went through an artery in my leg. And I was supposed to be out for like a week. And I literally got off the table, drove from Chicago to Indiana, went to the gym, started working out. My heart started pounding out my chest. And then I told my doctor, I'm like, doctor, my heart is coming out my chest. What's happening? He said, I told you.